Welcome to Handyman Stan Builds a Van. Today's goal is to have my technology survive the day. So after I recorded yesterday's video, I was cleaning up and I have a tablet, or shall I say I had a tablet. And as I closed the door, I smashed the screen. So I went through a phone and a tablet in one day. That's impressive. But I do have a replacement phone that is up and running. The tablet, that's just fun stuff, you know, travel and anyhow. I don't use my tablet much, so I'll fix that later. Either way, today is probably my last full day on this build. Today is Monday. I think I have a client tomorrow. I got to reach out to him, make sure that I'm still doing work for him tomorrow. And so that would be a full day job if that's still a go. And then the customer's coming to pick this up on Wednesday. I will have probably half the day to get some touch-up stuff done, but today is going to be the big day. So, you know, no time like the present. So let's get to it. I'm doing so much work outside, I figured I should move the camera outside. What I'm working on is the toilet surround. And I have got, let's see, wasn't ready to show it off in that direction. So let me shuffle this real quick. There we go. Flip it around. There we go. So this is the toilet surround. So the toilet's going to go in here, and she's actually going to come in here and squat. So that's the toilet surround. So I've got a hinge system for the top of it right here. And so I am in the process of attaching the rear hinge here. And then I'm going to work on the front board as well and the doors. So let's get to it. Hey there. Let me stop for a moment and talk to you about my drill. This is the most functional tool in my toolbox. Of every tool that I use, this is the one that my hands are on the most. Now, I do have an extended battery on it, but one of the things that I do is I make sure I carry quite a few batteries. They all work on all my tools. That's why I use this brand. It's fairly inexpensive, and the batteries are interchangeable between a ton of different things. But beyond that, whatever drill you use, here's some things that I use on mine that I like. One of them is something called the bit pouch. Look at that. It secures onto the bottom of your drill. And as you can see, it's magnetized, so the screws stay right there. And when you're watching me work, a lot of times you'll see just random screws on here and maybe even some drill bits because, you know, things from jobs I just leave on there, and, you know, you'll be out somewhere and go, dang, I need a screw. Ah, that one fixes exactly what I need. I'm done. I don't have to run back to the truck. I love that. The other thing on the inside, it's got a zipper, and on the inside, I carry other bits, like that's a square head. Somebody said that's a Roberts bit or something. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a square head. I also have a pin there. I've got quite a few things inside that I need to have, mostly for my drill. That was kind of weird to have those are used to take doorbells off of their mounting plates. A lot of mounting plates need those. So it makes sense that it's in there. It's just, now that I think about it, that's the last place I would have looked for it. But I do like this bit pouch. Found this on Amazon, wasn't too expensive. Another thing I found on Amazon, wow, words, is this thing says it's from Spider. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it also is a bit holder. And so the bits just slide into it. It's got double stick tape on the other side, and it's made out of rubber. Sits on the side of your drill there, or maybe on the top if you don't have your level. And you can keep your most common use driver bits on there. Now, most people don't know that there are 3 common types of Phillips head bits. They're labeled P1, P2, P3. I'm sure there's more than that, but most common that I use is a P2, so this is the P2, but I also carry a P1 and a P3 right here. And then if I'm going to use one of the bits from in here, my P2 goes there. The other thing that you notice is there's this little collar on here, and this just snaps on. That's actually a Makita bit. These things are really good too. I can't remember the line on this. Those are made by Makita. I think they're called X2s. And those are really good. The size and machining of them are really nice. DeWalt makes a pretty good one too, but the Makitas are really nice. Makita makes really nice products, but can be kind of expensive. But the piece there, DeWalt makes these that I've picked up from Home Depot, I think maybe Lowe's. I've got these off Amazon. These work better than the DeWalt ones that I've found, and they're kind of hard to find. What this does is this clips onto, it just slides onto your driver bit there, and it magnetizes it. The other thing that it does is if you have a screw, let's say I've got a large one just sitting over here, you could put that on the end of your bit, and because it's magnetized, it holds, but you could also slide that collar up, and it holds really well, and so it makes it much easier to use your drill. So those are a couple of accessories that I really like and that you'll see me use. So that's my drill there. Now, what I'm doing here is I happen to have my grinder out, because the screws that I use for the hinge here are slightly thicker than the material. And I didn't want to dig around and find smaller screws, so I'm going to do it the dirty way and just grind off the points of the screws. It's not going to look amazing, but it'll be safe. One thing about this build, or the way that I build, is I try to make it look as good as it can, but be as well built as it can be first. And so that's just kind of me, because I can never make things look as good as I want them to. I try my hardest, but you know, everything always has a little quirk. Now, if I did, again, this is one of those things that if I didn't point this out to you, you may never notice this. But for me, it's a safety issue. And so I'm going to grind these off right now and then get to the rest of this toilet surround. All right, my wonderful partner stopped by at the end of that video with lunch for me, so just had lunch. You have seen me using this pen here. This is a Minwax wood finish stain marker. This is actually, the color is ebony. I couldn't find a brown, but the black on brown isn't too bad. And so where I have been kind of chucking out a little bit of wood here, I can use this and fill it in. This is the toilet surround. When I go grab the toilet. And the lid lifts up, goes like that, doors open, and the toilet is there. So the queen can sit on her throne just in here. The door is kind of getting stuck on my material down there, but should open just fine. It's not too bad. I'm kind of pleased with it. And so the other thing that I did is I caulked the bottom of the floor. If you notice, the floor is also stained as well. I don't know if you can see that, but it is. The toilet itself can be removed, but if there are any like overflow issues or anything like that, the water will stay in this basin. I'm also not actually going to bolt this down to the floor. So in that way, if there is something major that happens in here, this can be removed from the van very easily. Should be enough weight in this to kind of hold it in place. And it'll be wedged behind the driver's seat and the vanity. So that I will mark as done. Hinges do need to go on here, and a latch. I do have a latch to go here. Since the client is watching the video, I do have this black latch is one of the options. It's a sash lock. I also have it in a bright brass finish, so the doors can lock together. And I also have draw clasps, which I kind of like those as well. So they kind of close and latch. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, or message me. Which one of these do you like the best and which color? She did send me some door knobs, so this isn't going to be the knob to open it. The knobs themselves are actually silver in metal, but then have purple fronts. So unfortunately, I already went with black on the hinges, and I had purchased the gold because for me, brown and gold tends to go better than silver and brown. But then I saw the black and brown to me goes the best. So that's why I'm going with black as it is. So my preference is actually these, and I will be using these in another spot in the van that I'm going to work on next, which is the refrigerator surround. That will be bolted down, and so that's my next steps right now. Let's get to it. The toilet surround is done. The refrigerator surround is done. Now to put them in, I'm actually going to mount this one in place. And then I also have to cut a hole for the power to go into the refrigerator. But all in all, it's coming along. Back here at the back of the van, and one of the last things I need to do here, other than tie up the cables, but before I get the cables to tie up, I have to connect one last item, which is the water pump. So I need to be able to test it. I need to hook up the water lines. So what I got here is 3/8-inch inner diameter tubing. And I've got roughly 10 feet of it on this tube here. On the pump here, there is an arrow, and that arrow points in the direction that the water flows. So I'm going to put this on and then bring this up. Now, one of those handy attachments that I have in my case there is a 5/16 bit, which happens to be, come on, there we go, the size that these clamps are on. So these are stainless steel size 6 clamps. Wait. Careful, Stan, don't hurt yourself. These are clamps, so as this screw tightens, this ring will tighten down and cinch on it. And so I've got this that will help me do this so it doesn't take me forever to get it done. Because a breeze just kicked up and I went, ooh, it's almost 4 o'clock. The 4 o'clock breeze here in Milpitas kicked up. I went, checked the time, sure enough, 4:02. So if you live in Milpitas, you know what I'm talking about, that during the summer at 4 o'clock, the breeze starts and lasts until about sunset. And then we have a really nice sunset. And then we have a beautiful evening. So, there we go. We set this to 8. All right, so that's attached there. From there, I am going to go to an RV water filter. Okay, so you'll see this in a lot of RV parks. Basically, it's for an RV. And so it uses your standard garden hose connectors. So that's what I've got for this setup somewhere in here, is garden hose adapters. So it will attach. So that's what I'm doing right now, is figuring out the water supply. I'm going to test this live on video. We'll see how well this works. I have the water line into the water tank, but the suction keeps bending. That's all right. Keeps coming up to the water level. There we go. I've got power hooked up. Got it coming down through the water pump out to a connector here. And if all goes well, it's all going to pump through. And water's going to go that way. That's the goal. Let's see. I'm going to turn on the water pump. I'm not hearing it. Okay. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. Aha! Found the problem already. When I was inside, I saw the circuit board, the fuse box, I should say, and when a fuse is blown, an orange light appears next to that fuse. Well, there were a few orange lights on there because I turned on all of the switches. Turns out, we didn't put all the fuses in, so let me go put in some fuses. I'm hearing a pump out there. That's a good thing. Let me shut it off real quick. Some dummy got excited and dropped the fuse inside the fuse box. So now I gotta quickly open up the fuse box. Retrieve my wayward fuse here in a second. This is the stuff I really don't like to show to people, how goofy things can be sometimes. But it's good to see because, you know, this kind of stuff happens to everybody. At least I sure hope it does. Okay, there's my fuse. For safety, Stan's going to put the fuse box back together. Okay, now we've got a fuse in each spot, so it should work. Back out of here. Turn on the switch. I'm hearing pumping. I'm seeing water moving. There we go. Water's going through the line. And out the end. Pretty good shot, too. Turn that this way. I don't see any leaks there. No leaks there. So that is our water pump system. That's what the pump sounds like when it's running out of water. All right. Love it when a plan comes together. So, the things that I did notice as I was building this is I got a few wrong parts. The sink itself has these connectors here. So I need, since I'm not doing hot water, I need a T to connect these to that. Well, the T I got is the wrong size. And it even looks like this bad boy might be the wrong size. So I need to go down to the hardware store. Not this moment, but for those parts. So I need to put this in the car to remind me. The other thing that I didn't think of while I was there is I also wanted to create another connector. This is the toilet. There is a hand pump to flush the toilet, but there's a water basin back here that holds water. And I wanted to run a water line to it with an on-off valve here so she could fill that water tank without having to pour water down into it. So I need a little bit more hose, and I need that on-off valve, and I need the proper T, probably 2 of them. 2 T's? No. Yeah, 2. Yeah, because I need 1 branch coming in, 1 branch going up to hot, 1 branch going to cold, and then 1 connector going over to this. So in, hot, connecting, cold, and connecting out. So I need 2, 3 connectors and a female adapter joiner there, or something along those lines. So, okay, adding that to the parts list, but the big thing is I can now get water from here to there. Yay. I am going to cut a hole in this lid, so in that way she can just feed the hose through, and hopefully in time it will straighten out. Alright. What's next? I need to start cutting out some more pieces of wood for sanding and staining. Erica said that she'll come over tomorrow while I'm off at another client's house to sand and stain those, and then those should be able to button right up on the inside on Wednesday morning. So let's go do that. frantically making some final cuts here to the front of the shelving unit, and hopefully tomorrow Erica will be able to stain some of this stuff and we'll get it in. So all right, finished the cuts back here, and Erica brought dinner, so it's time for dinner. She's been helping out with stuff inside, so dinner time. Okay, that was a really good dinner. She made polenta with meat sauce, red sauce. Really good. All right, we're going to keep on working. We're going to work mostly in the van, and so we're going to move you in there. It is some crazy... It's 8:30 at night right now, so we're going to keep going. I did just get word from my customer tomorrow that they only have a small thing that they want me to do tomorrow. We're going to push painting off for another day, and so I will be able to come back tomorrow and get some more work done, which is good because there's a lot to do. But there's been a lot done today, and we're still going to make a lot of progress tonight. So I'm excited, still going. All right, back to it. I've got the track for the curtains in up here. There's actually two tracks that go up and over. Erica was back here lifting up the bed and attaching the electrical cords. It's getting late, 10:30 at night. Getting the electrical cords attached to the sides of the bed, so in that way they're up out of the way. And she also did that to the garage area as well. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup of the van, and then I'm actually gonna take some of the carpet and start laying it out, see if I can get it so you're gonna get to see the color of the carpet here. Exciting stuff. All right. Back to work. I have the carpet here. This is the backside. That's not the color. You ready for the color of it? Can you guess? Ready? On the count of 3, everybody watching, say your guess on what color this is. And so if there's a couple of you watching, you can both see if you're right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Purple! It's purple! Go figure! I think there's directions here on how to lay it. I don't know if I can get that up to the camera to where it can be seen. But they show 4 pieces of carpet. There's a directional arrow on here. If all of the arrows are pointing the same way, this way, it's called monolithic. And so you just get these straight lines. If you do them in kind of a arrow this way, arrow that way, arrow this way, arrow that way, it's a parquet, I don't know. And then 2 away from each other, there's a random as well. I think I'm just going to go monolithic. I don't think we actually want to see so much that there's tiles of carpet. And I think if you just get the stripes, it'll make the van look longer. Which is also why, if you notice, it's kind of hard to see on the video, the grain of the wood is all going this way, or that way. So in that way, it makes the van look longer. So there we go. So I'm going to see if I can make this fit, what it takes, and kind of get a head start on tomorrow. Or, if it's really easy, maybe get it done tonight. We'll see. I've laid them down. They do need to be cut. I'm actually considering cutting them to size and not actually adhering them to the floor. And so in that way they could be lifted out, taken outside, and beaten like a rug. So, I don't know. I may have to ask Erica what she thinks. So here's what I've been sharing with the viewers. Is I may cut them to size and not glue them down.
Okay.
Just lay them down. And so in that way, if they get dirty or something, she could actually pull them out and bring them outside and clean them.
As long as they're not going to slip and slide underneath her.
Yeah. The only ones I would be concerned for is the ones by the door.
Ask the client, see what she wants.
Yeah. Client, what do you think? Should I attach them to the floor? Or should I just leave them cut and set to the floor so you could pick them up and clean them if needed? Because this is the thing, is it's a tiny space, so it's easy to clean, but it's a tiny space. It gets dirty very easy.
Real fast.
Real fast. So cleanliness is my concern. I just realized, oh my goodness. Throwing things at me. I just realized I can't cut them to shape right now. there's frontings that go on these boards there and these boards here. So we do have to do staining before I do carpet. I was going to do carpet tonight, but the thing is they are going to extend half an inch with those boards into the carpet ish. So I can't cut them to shape tonight, but that's a start. So there you go. Lean back so you can't see it matching the walls a little bit. I think it looks pretty cool. And so now to consider what else needs to be done. Probably more cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Erica agrees. All right, back to that, I guess. Maybe we'll hang the curtains.
Not until it's clean.
Okay, cleaning. Twist my arm. She tossed me a Reese's Pieces egg. It's like a Reese's peanut butter cup with little crunchy things on the inside of it. Not a fan. That's just weird. Who puts Reese's Pieces inside of a Reese's peanut butter cup? I guess Reese's does. And then they make it in the shape of an egg because marketing. Oh well. Back to it. We're here in the van. It is, yeah, that time. It's almost midnight. It's a few minutes before midnight. We made a lot of progress today. Van is clean, cleaner than it's ever been. It's definitely cleaner than I cleaned it. And things are cut for tomorrow. I might have missed one cut, one piece, but we'll figure that out tomorrow. Electrical, 98% of the way there. The only thing missing is I'm going to put a USB and cigarette lighter under where her left leg is, and one underneath there, and those are not wired to the wires. The wires are there where we need them. That's done. It's not secured because I want to put in the fascia over there before I secure it in. But everything's good. I'm proud of us. Yeah. So the client tomorrow canceled most of the day. I'll be over there for a few hours, and then I'll be back tomorrow and Wednesday, and then the client takes this home. All right, that's enough for tonight. Please click like, give me a thumbs up, click subscribe so you can get my videos that are not van builds, because I'm not going to do another fan build for a minute. This has been a project. But so you keep up with what's happening with Handyman Stan. I think I asked a few questions. Give me some replies, and yeah, that's it. Good night.
Night.
Or good morning, or good day, or whatever time you watch this. But for us, good night.
Good night.
And thank you for your help today.
Mhm.
I appreciate it. All right. See you on the next one. Okay, so let me just delete. Well, that doesn't work. Okay, so okay. There we go. Okay, so that's my cue. I now have to edit these. So that's my, I do the okay, so pause for a second.
Okay.
Okay, so. You ready? Okay, so